so much for watching, listening. Super stoked that you're here. And of course, subscribe. Hit the like button now, too, because we have great content. And when you hit like, that gets our content to lots more people. So we're continuing our series on Jacob, and we're kind of switching it up. So we're starting with a joke. So you're like, oh, blah. All right, here we go. But this one's really good. My three favorite things. Here are my three favorite things. Eating my family and not using commas. Eating my family and not using commas. I know, even the camera operator's like, oh. I know. Well, we're continuing our series on conversations with Jacob. And of course, you want to hit like, because that was a great joke. I know, but conversations with Jacob. And we've looked at conversations with his immediate family, his mom, dad, and his brother. We've looked at his conversations with his employment in terms of Laban, his uncle. This week, we're looking at a conversation between him and Esau, his older twin. Now, we know, obviously, they grew up together and they had very different outlooks, mindsets, and we explored some of that in the first episode of this series. But I want us to look specifically as adults, because now Jacob and Esau, they're adults. And in and of their own right, they're fully formed, functional adult humans. And they have kids, they have wives, they have wealth. But if you remember, when Jacob left, there were unresolved issues between him and Esau. And the issues related to the birthright and the blessing and all this stuff. But Jacob is coming back to his homeland. And we read about this in Genesis 32. And then the conversation with Esau Jacob has is in Genesis 33. And God tells Jacob, back when he's working for Laban, go return to your homeland. And, you know, I know it ran in his mind. Yeah, Esau wanted to kill me last time I was around there. He's jittery and he's nervous. And you can see he's nervous by his behaviors. Because when Jacob, he moves all of his family. By this point, he's got like more than 11 kids. He's got a boatload of wealth, sheep, cattle, whatever, all the mules, donkeys, all this stuff. And he's got, wives and maidservants and all. So this isn't just like kind of pack up your tent and move to the next little town or whatever. This is a huge undertaking to move all of this stuff and wealth and people and livestock to a whole new place. And so they set out to do that. And when Jacob gets close to being home, and hit the like button right now, that'd be great. When he gets close to being home, you can tell he's nervous because he divides all of his resources into two parts. And he figures, if Esau's still mad at me, and you can read it, if Esau's still mad at me and he attacks one, at least I'll still have half to remain, half to keep alive. So he splits everybody, and then he sends them over across the Jordan River. Jacob stays on the other side and wrestles with God, or the angel of God, all through the night. And it's an interesting situation because as the dawn is rising, the angel says, Jacob says, what's your name? And the angel says, I'm not going to tell you, why do you need to know? And I'm going to rename you to Israel, which means one who wrestles with God. All of this in preparation to meeting Esau, and in essence, resolving the conflict, the threatening, deadly conflict that had happened 20 years earlier. So when Jacob crosses over, it's interesting what he does. He sends over to Esau ahead of time. And Esau has 400 men who are coming to meet with Jacob, which I think made Jacob even more nervous. Have you ever been nervous having conversations with your siblings? Where you're scared about what they're going to do or say? If that's true, hit the like button right now, because that's all of us. So when he crosses over, Jacob defines the narrative, and he sends to Esau like 3 or 4 packages, parts of gifts. And you can kind of see he's trying to placate Esau, but I think he's also trying to tell him, look, I'm here not to take over. I'm here to bless you. I'm not here to infringe or encroach upon your turf and your territory. I want to be a blessing. I want to have a good relationship with you. I want to be generous to you. And in essence, it's a way of saying, please forgive me for what I've done. Adult conversations for reconciliation with siblings. And Jacob didn't know. He had no idea how Esau would respond. But I believe that Jacob chose he decided, this is who I am. Instead of being defensive and attacking and being, shaky, shady, smoke and mirror, I'm just going to be honest and forthright. I'm going to give gifts. I'm going to be generous. And I want to express I want this relationship reconciled. I think that's really powerful. It's really, really powerful. He did that. No matter what Esau would respond or not respond, he still decided I'm going to be true to who I know myself to be. So here's my question for you. Think about this. You can answer. And of course, hit the like button because this is really, really helpful. When you think about this, tell me one conflict you've had right there in the comments. Now, what's one conflict you've had with a sibling? You're like, well, it can be simple, it can be easy, or it can be something complicated, but just answer that now. What's one conflict you've had with your sibling? So thank you so much for watching. Thank you for subscribing. And of course, next week we're going to continue our series now, Conversations with Jacob.